The conflict in Gaza has drawn international attention. Famine declared in Gaza, while Israel still waits for hostages to be returned. Mrs. Grijalva, I'll start with you. How should Congress balance America's alliance with Israel against concerns over civilian casualties in Gaza? You have 2 minutes.
The United Nations has declared a stage 5 famine, which means starvation, destitution, and widespread death. Our role should be one of creating an opportunity for peace and a two-state solution, where humanitarian aid must be restored to Gaza, the Gaza Strip, and all hostages must be returned as well. I think the two-state solution ensures that Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace with security and dignity. And we have to work to combat the rising Islamophobia and anti-Semitism in our country. I think that it's so important that when we look at the definition, because this conversation has continued to come about, where one of the first things Trump promised initially was that he was going to bring peace. That is actually one promise that I wish he would keep, because we have a significant role in the United States in order to combat and compel Israel to come to the table to create a two-state solution. It worked before, it's not perfect, but will it bring an end to the devastation of the people? I absolutely agree with that and think we should. And when you look at the United Nations, not only declaring a stage 5 famine, but also declaring a genocide, I think it's important that we understand that there is a systematic attack on people. And we have a role to play in order to make sure. I mean, I just don't understand how, as people, like as a mom of 3, when you look at children who are starving, how you can sit back and say, I'm not going to take a position. We have to. And we've seen more and more leaders on both sides of the aisle take a position. And that is something that I'm ready to do. Unequivocal condemnation of what's happening there, what's happening with Hamas, but what is happening with Israel's government.
Mr. Butierez, similar question. Where do you stand on this topic? What role should Congress play in shaping policy toward Israel and Palestine, particularly balancing military aid with humanitarian concerns? 2 minutes.
Well, I stand with Israel, and I don't see, we've tried diplomacy. Israel's tried diplomacy. As long as Hamas is in there controlling that country, we're not going to get anything accomplished. Israel takes the food in, Hamas takes the food from the people of the Palestinians, and I'm all against war. I'm completely against war, but there are things that, the only thing we could do there is back Israel. I mean, there's nothing else going to happen. You're not going to get Hamas to come to the table. They're not going to sit down. They've tried that. And granted, Israel shouldn't attack Hamas either when they did that. Or it was Iran, I'm sorry. They didn't attack Hamas, they attacked Iran. I don't see Hamas ever coming to the table. Their only desire is to see Israel's dead. So,
Ms. Grijalva, you have a response, 1 minute.
Yeah, I think that we need to get away from this idea that if we're critical of the Israeli government, that we're anti-Semitic. The same way I can condemn Hamas, I am supportive of the Palestinian people being able to live in peace, security, and dignity. Israelis should be able to do the same. I can be incredibly critical of Trump and still be a very proud American. We have to compel Israel to come to the table and negotiate in peace. There is no way for us to do this otherwise. We are an ally, and they do depend on us. And so when you look at the aid that is being provided by the United States to Israel, there are also humanitarian laws that are in place. And Israel has to work within the law. And I think that conditional aid is critically important and something that we have to exercise.